driving lights on the Springfield Dark Horse. So let me turn around to the bench. I'll show you the parts that we're going to put on, and then we'll get right into the install. This is what comes in the kit. You get the driving lights, one for each side. This will be the right hand side one, left hand side one. And you get these spools for a windshield mount. There's two plastic ones that go over the metal, and two without the plastics in handy. Got 4 of these screws with some Loctite on them. We've got the button to activate the lights. This is the bar that goes between the 2 lights in the front. Some rubber grommets, some more bolts, and more plastic pieces and washers. So this is what comes in the kit. It looks like it's going to be a fairly easy install. We're going to have 2 sizes of Allen sockets that I'm going to use. One of them is going to be a 6 and one of them is going to be a 5. So I'll let you know where and when I'm using each of those. And I'm going to use a ratchet, and I will probably use a power screwdriver also because I'm lazy. Alright, let me get the camera set up to the bike and we'll start the install. First thing I'm going to do is take these top screws off here. Alright, now I'm going to switch to the 6mm and remove these bolts here. I've covered my fender because I don't want things to scratch it up. We're going to remove this bracket here and not even replace it, so it's going to be discarded. Alright. Set that bracket aside. So I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to loosen these up and remove the back part of the nacelle all the way, just because I want to get back behind here into the wiring because all this stuff is going to be plug and play. So let me get that all off. While I'm doing this, I'm holding the back of the nacelle because I don't want it to come apart. So I should be able to reach back and just slide the back of the nacelle out. You might not be able to do this on yours. My bars are situated in a way that I can get away with it. Let me get some rags here for a second. I'm going to take and move this forward, put some rags in here so I don't scratch everything, and I'll join you back in a second. So the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the button in. I've already pushed out the rubber grommet that's there. If you don't have this, you just push it out and it comes out. So when you get the kit, you're going to see the button, and there is a ring. You just put that around there like that. Line it up. It's got some definite cutouts in the back. So you just want to line it up. Make sure that you get that to snap over so it's all in place. Now you'll notice in here you've got some thicker cutouts and then a thinner one. So that's going to show you which direction to put this in because it's got the thicker sides and then a thinner little guide at the top. So just snake that through, make sure you got it lined up, and then push that in. So now the button's installed. Looks pretty good. The wire you're looking for that's going to control the lights on the side here is this One that's got a blue plug, and there's a cap on it right now. Just carefully remove this cap off of the plug. Oh, there it goes. Not so carefully. Alright, so that's what it's going to look like. Hopefully you guys can get a good shot of that. Alright, the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to get everything kind of like in place and tacked up there and wired, and then I'm going to try to put the nacelle back together, removing just what I need to tuck things to where they need to be. So I'm going to take the assembly here, and what I'll be doing is I've got the two bolts, one on the top, one on the bottom. I've got the bolt and a washer. You can see that. The bolt and a washer here. And then on the bottom, it's going to be just the metal spool against the nacelle. The top is going to be the metal spool with the plastic ring over it. The top up here. So it's going to go on like this. I'm just going to get this in these screw holes for now, just to get it up and secured so I can hook the wiring up. So I'm going to start the bolt on the top and the bottom. It's going to be really flappy and loose right now. Now what I'm going to do is tuck this up around here. Let me turn the bars a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to grab this plug here, plug this light in on this side. There you go. Alright, so that light's on. And this side really is done other than tightening it up. The other side, I'll move the camera over, we'll do the same thing over there. I want to take the nacelle, the back of it, get that in place and plug the button in. On this side, this is the plug we're looking at. This is going to be the light plug. And then this one here has got it's a white plug with a black cap on it. We'll take that off, and I'll actually push this on this side of the fork because the button's right about here, and we want to plug it in there. So let me remove these caps. There's one. This I'm going to use a pick tool and just push that in. Alright, so I'm not sure if you can even see this, but I've got that piece plugged in. Bring it over here. So I made this connection here. That's the button to the connector that I fished out. Everything's plugged in now. I did put power to the bike, tried the plug, or tried the button, and it does light up the lights, which is good. So now let's try to just get things lined up so I won't scratch the hell out of everything. Tightening anything down just yet. I'm just getting everything in place. So I'm just getting these started for now. Everything's very loose still. few things we need to line up in the front. So let's go to the front. All right, so on both sides, you're gonna want to take this, it's a little grommet, it's split. So you're gonna want to wrap that, well, get both of the cables through it. Like that. And then you want to get that feeding up into that groove. What you're going to end up with is your lights like this. Alright, so what you want to do is get this grommet that has a split in it. You want to get that with the wires around it, the driving light and the turn signal. You want to get the grooves up into the front of the nacelle. I got the nacelle lined up on this side. We'll align the lights in a minute. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing to this side with this grommet. Get the cables situated where they're in the same place and lined up in there so not pinching. Alright, so next we're going to take the bar that goes between them and we're going to put that in place. There's one edge that's got like a little bend in it and you can see it plugs right into here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it to that side first and then swing them together. And they should line up pretty closely to being straight. And then we'll start tightening everything down. The other side just goes right here. All right, let me tighten up the nacelle and get these two bolts up here back in, and then I'll join you back in a second. Alright, so everything's back together. Just do a little test of turn signals. And we'll turn those lights on. Alright, well that's it. The hardest part is just wrangling the nacelle because it is not a light plastic. It's actually pretty heavy, and with all the cabling back there, there's not a whole lot of room to wiggle around. So the hardest part was actually getting this light connected once I connected the switch in the back. Everything else was fairly cut and dry. Leave some comments if you have any questions below. Probably be changing out these lights. I might, in the interim, do a yellow film over them. I know some people are going to hate that. Some people are going to think it's cool, or maybe nobody will think it's cool. I don't know. I'm going to try it and see what it looks like before I order lights that match the Halo LED. So. Alright, like and subscribe. Any questions, leave below. Thanks for watching. Bye. You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go. Click on some other videos, but